Hi Scorpio, welcome to your July 2017 Astro Tarot forecast. My name is Charlotte from Astrology.com. This month we're going to talk about some big changes coming our way with the eclipses in Leo and Aquarius this summer that are really going to change your outlook in your career field. You're going to really begin to have a new beginning in that area. But first off, there seems to be a catalyst that began in early July. It actually began in late June with a June 24, the new moon in Cancer, that highlighted your ninth house of travel, transportation, legalities, academics, anything that had to do with government organizations or higher learning. This may have been a precarious energy that came around that really brought about some changes even in regard to your health and welfare and addictions and hidden enemies. All of these things seem to culminate as the Cardinal Grand Cross was reactivated from June 24th forward, and will really culminate around July the 9th at the full moon in Capricorn. I believe that moon is going to take place at 16 or 17 degrees, but it's going to be right atop of Pluto, and it's really going to kick up some old dust as far as communication goes in short trips, and really using your voice in the act of making things fair and balanced. You're really going to be the voice of society, I think, in some way, because we have all of this Leo energy that's really going to begin thereafter. So first I want to look at the cards and the emotional, the underlying emotional activities that are really culminating for you around that full moon in Capricorn on July the 9th. And then we're going to see how this really begins to turn your story around, because there are going to be big changes. We have a lunar eclipse coming up in Aquarius on August the 8th, but that energy is activated right now in the month of July for you, and that is going to be a huge ending related to your home and family. So some of you have big changes coming where you're dealing with legal battles, or you're dealing with issues involving travel and or academics, and at the same time everything seems to be falling apart, maybe with your home, or you're having to make a home move, or you're having to relocate maybe for a new career field. Some of you are ending one career field and you're launching forward on another, or you're looking for another career field. You're making a new transition in that area, and it just seems that it's kind of like it feels to you that timing is going to be bad with all these other scenarios that are really going on, but it's all working out. I'm telling you, this is the summer of divine timing, and it is going to be a reset for many of us. And the reason that I know that is because the eclipses of 2010 and 2011 sort of formed this photograph in the sky, and it really brought about a lingering energy for you that had to do with legalities and travel and using your own voice and serving other people even in some way, or worrying about your health and trying to really learn how to balance the body and changing the way that you think. And now in December, Saturn is finally going to cross that area again, bringing a finality to all of this energy that is going to change you. It's going to change all of us in this big, profound way that is going to bring such major endings that you are really going to look back on this chapter of your life and say, wow, how did I even make it through all of that? What was that? And what was the purpose of that? And I hope that you do understand that the spiritual purpose of what we've all been going through with all of this cardinal cross energy over the last decade is that our thinking and our consciousness are being reorganized to better understand that not only are we living in a physical world, but we are also living a spiritual existence simultaneously. And that when we create balance between those two areas, when we align our thoughts, when our thoughts become the central focus of the balance of our physical and spiritual perspective, then we are able to move forward more clearly. And so you're going to encounter all these people over the last decade that are challenging your faith. They're challenging what you believe is the purpose of our existence. And they are challenging the way that you speak to other people. And I know you Scorpios sometimes, when I hang on and really use that stinger on people. But I believe so many Scorpios are raising their vibration to become more like the eagle. And I don't know if you've read about that. I won't cover that here in this video. But you guys do have the ability to be the Scorpio, the one that is ready to strike out, especially when you feel hurt or you feel like you've been wronged in some way. That's your method of protection. But what you've been learning, hopefully, is that you are learning to fly high above any conflict and go right to the source of the conflict. Not by hurting people or anyone in the way or being out for emotional revenge, but by just saying, you know what, that's the way you are, but this is what is fair and balanced, and that's what I'm moving towards. And that is going to be the help for you that's going to take you past the year 2020. It's really going to change your life, and it's something to really be excited about. So, because this was eclipse season, I feel like I had to cover all of that in your Astro Tarot reading. So now we're going to try to discern the message that Spirit has for us here in the cards. I see you again, Scorpio. I think that I covered this last month, but what we have here again is just this lingering energy of issues with children and nurturing, and at the same time having all of this volatile energy come up where maybe emergency situations take place. Some of you may have felt like you have just been submerged in all of these issues and trying to really find your direction and trying to gain a new perspective. And it's saying that this month, all of this, what I've just talked about, your mental acuity is going to require you to almost take on the properties of an air sign, where you're willing to look past all of the emotion in the situation and come to a conclusion, especially in regard to children, that is fair and balanced. It's almost like there is a calm here before the storm. And so I feel like some of this, I just got the feeling that some of this is going to take place in sections. Some of this issue that's going to have to do with children is going to really move forward in sections, almost like a developing story over the month of July. It's like there's going to be sudden tidbits of information come in that are going to throw you off maybe a little bit, and you're going to have to renew your vision in some way, but you're going to get there. Just remember, keep your emotions out of it, keep the volatility out of it, especially in regard to a partner. Really try to use the position of the observer in your own life. Be mindful of your actions, and that's what mindfulness is all about. Maybe a lot of you have heard all about the modality often used in psychology is the act of mindfulness, but it's becoming more and more mainstream. This is something, I'm a psychology major, so I understand that perspective, but I think mindfulness is becoming more mainstream. The other day I was in the supermarket and I actually saw a magazine where it was talking about mindfulness and how people were using it along with meditation to really take on the position of the observer in their own life, which is awesome. That's how we can all learn and grow, and it's how we can really have the power in any situation, is to not let people destroy our power by wrangling us in emotionally, but by saying, you know what, okay, that's who you are, I see you, but I need to go straight to the source that is going to really alleviate the conflict, and that's really going to bring the solution. You can go ahead and bring up all these triggers and all these things, but I'm going to use the act of being fair and balanced, and that's how I'm going to move forward. I don't need to get in a screaming match. I don't need to get in a physical altercation. I just need the facts, and that's what I'm looking for. So in July, Scorpio, this is really asking you to use that act. I'm going to turn over the tarot now so that we begin to see the events along with the emotion here, or the underlying theme. And I could already see that there is a message coming through that's not going to come so easily. It's going to bring the truth. It's going to bring everything into focus that you're going to need to concentrate on. in the month of July. And that may start out with that volatile energy that's beginning the month of July, especially in your legal sector, in your academic sector, in your higher learning sector. For some of you, again, this is travel, but it's almost like you're taking a step back, I feel like. Several things here are leading me to believe that you are taking a step back. And you're really trying to find a way to wield the sword of truth. You're just now creating this sword of truth, and you're just beginning to see a clear perspective about how you are going to win in one situation. And it's like you're crafting, you're setting back, and you're doing just what I said. That's so great, Scorpio. You really have kind of gotten it, and you're setting back and you're saying, okay, I see this situation coming up. Some of this situation may come up around the new moon that's going to take place later in the month, and that new moon is going to be in Leo in your career sector. So I think you have multiple things going on. It's going to be July 23rd at 0 degrees of Leo is when that new moon is going to take place. And so you're setting back and wielding this craft. You're maybe going out looking for new jobs. At the same time, you have this issue over here that you're really going to need to focus on that's going to bring maybe some travel with children, a lot of volatility there. And you're just eyeing the situation and letting it unfold while you're, working on this new career. I think you have a celebration this month, that celebration in regard to your career that's really changing things. And that may come after that new moon in Leo that's going to take place on July the 23rd. And this is about a celebration. Maybe you have some family and friends celebrating a certain event. We'll try to discern more about what that is in the meantime. But again, I have you here I'm just so proud of you, Scorpio. You're kind of putting all of these things together and you're saying, you know what, I can multitask this month because I have such a hope and vision for the future that I'm not going to let this wonderful perspective that I have change any outcome that may come before me. So let's try to figure out what all of these things are. And I'm using the Kipper deck by Gerald Marchetti to really clarify this month. This is kind of a new deck for me. But here we go. We have the courthouse. So again, some of you have legal matters that are taking place, and this is a message maybe that comes forward very suddenly from a legal perspective that has you, sitting back saying, okay, I know this is coming. Funny, the number is 23 here, and that new moon is actually falling on July the 23rd in your career sector. So maybe you're making a public appearance then. Also, the 10th house not only regards career, but it also talks about how the public views you, the title that you have after your name. In my case, I am Charlotte. I'm an astrologer. I have other hats and titles, but this is what you're going to be viewed at this month. So that is one perspective that's really taking place. Let's see what the celebration is here. And we have a mature male. It's reversed. I'm going to put another one by it. And the thief. So that's funny that would take place in the midst of a celebration. Let's see what this new moon promise is about. This is about a relationship working out. And for some of you, you do have an older relationship, I think, that is really coming into a culmination of its own. It's really beginning to blossom in some way where you're really saying, you know what, I really appreciate this person. I really appreciate this person for always being, by my side, for always being the one that I can go to, especially in regard to matters where there is a lot of chaos and conflict taking place. So watch this celebration over here after that new moon on July the 23rd. And this may be a conflict that involves another male. This could be a sneaky-like energy coming in, maybe even to your family unit, or one that's changing your perspective. So it seems like some of you, if you are traveling in regards to a court matter, there's a monetary amount involved. This certainly could have to do with childhood. This message coming forward could be about a child. Maybe a child is sick. I think that this child is experiencing some kind of peace, or they are going to be supported by family in some way. But then we have the central issue here, the Knight of Wands, who is willing to tackle the dragon at any time, willing to set off on this adventure. Even though there is a lot of emotion here, things have been stalemated and blocked for some time. But you're headed out on this adventure. And this may be, again, for a legal battle. You're ready to tackle this. You want to get this out of the way, Scorpio. While you are taking the position of the observer, I think that this is for your family. This may be a family court matter. You may be going up against a family member who may actually have some secrets that you don't really know about just yet. Definitely you are preparing for a new sense of family and nurturing, especially in relation to children. And I think that this new perspective is really going to be what drives you to make the changes that you need to make. Again, we have other messages coming here. So there's a lot of different messages related to, travel legalities, messages related to your career. You're going to be multitasking all over the place in the month of July, Scorpio. And that is because we are caught up in that lunar eclipse energy. I want to talk a minute about what that lunar eclipse energy of August the 8th is going to be about. First of all, it's not going to happen necessarily on August the 8th. When we're talking about lunar eclipses, we need to look back to the month before and look at the trigger point. And the volatile trigger point that actually happened was maybe you had a message come in around June the 24th or in the week that followed with that new moon in Cancer in your legal sector. Now, at the same time, it seems like you've had some health matters. You may have had a health procedure. You may have had some complications with that issue. But all of this is the catalyst, the trigger that really sets off that lunar eclipse, because a lunar eclipse, the one that's taking place on August 8th, is talking about a culmination, an ending related to your home and family. So maybe this is a child in your family. Maybe you've got a family court matter taking place. Maybe you are the child in this situation. Someone is trying to get away with something here also. I do think you got some celebrations, but I feel like this is looking more like someone is trying to run away with something of material value that belongs to you. And if you are a male Cancer, this speaks very loudly to you, and I'm going to clarify this some more. I think the judge here in this situation, this may involve a female child, definitely. Could be a very fiery sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, who may find themselves in a bit of drama or a bit of trouble this month. So it's going to be up to you to take these steps. I think that's why I was seeing it in sections. It's going to be like, okay, this message comes in the end of June, early July. Next step, we got another message. We got someone coming over here trying to sneak their way into the situation. At the same time, you have very good changes coming in your relationships, especially one relationship. Let's see who that might be with. But there's still some concern here too. So maybe all of this chaotic energy is really, when we become stressed out, sometimes we take it out on people that we love. And I know you Scorpios can do that because you feel comfortable enough with that person. You feel like they know you. They already get you. So you can just really let loose and express your emotion in regard to whatever, situation that you're facing. And with this much energy coming in the month of July, I would caution you, don't ruin the one thing that's going for you. And that is your relationship here, the Scorpio, because you're going to feel like you are pressed up against the wall, like you are rushed for time. I see some of you really sitting back and saying, using that position of the observer, it's almost like there's this calmness. There's this underlying calmness. Maybe this is coming from your partner. Your partner is helping you to see that these things are going to take place and that you need to have faith in the outcome. And I want to see what the final outcome of this situation is, Scorpio. So I'm going to go back to my oracle cards over here, and let's see what the situation, what is the outcome for this situation? What is the outcome here? And the outcome here, Scorpio, is multifaceted, but it all involves your home and family. This is about something new that's being born. There is a new family dynamic that is emerging. Some of you have been wrapped up in grief, maybe concerning a loss in your family, or you may experience a loss in your family also this month. Some of you are really, this is like all of this energy with children, with legalities, with monetary amounts, with grief, with concern, with underlying hidden enemies who do not have the best interest in those that you love. Those things are really bringing about a new change for you. And this is going to create a new home. Some of you, again, are leaving. You've realized that you're going to have to move. You're going to have to move, whether that's moving home or moving on with family situations. That is going to be the outcome for you. So I wish you the best this month, Scorpio. I'm trying to really think about is there anything that we've left untouched, because I feel like this is such a straightforward reading for you, that I hope that you will try to take my advice here. And I want to see who this thief is over here. Definitely, this is a female fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. They want to tear down all the money that you've worked hard for, the money that belongs to you. They're trying to steal that money. They are jealous of a certain situation. They may be jealous of your partner. If you're a male Scorpio, this person definitely could be the hidden enemy here. And they are looking for ways and legal loopholes that they can find ways to steal, I think, what rightfully belongs to you. And they do not have the best interest of your family at heart. This person does not. I'm going to let you get a good look at this person here. Now, this is a mature female here. Again, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be that sign. This could just be someone who's very aggressive. Someone who is out they are obsessed with their own lifestyle. And I'm saying that because Pluto is in Capricorn for Aries right now. And they are maybe obsessed with money. With Sagittarius, or may have health problems themselves, and they are trying to define a future security for themselves. They don't want the lifestyle that they've been used to be taken away from them. And so I think that is going to come up definitely after that new moon on the 23rd. Now let's just see. I want to ask, how can you prevent this person from really moving forward? And let's see what the advice is. Money. Again, this person is out for money. Says find a way to abundance. Find a legal way to abundance. Scorpio, you have to get on top of this. This person is moving very quickly at that new moon on July the 23rd. So whatever happened earlier in the first part of the month, you got to realize there's going to be another chapter. This person is not going to back off. They are not. They are aggressive. They are coming forward. They are after your money in a situation. I realize this is not going to pertain to all Scorpios. I want to remind you, this is a general reading. So if you're watching this, I believe everything happens for a reason. This message is for you. Watch your money. at that July 23rd new moon. And let's see what else the advice is here concerning your money. Speak your truth. You've got to use your voice now, Scorpio. And I think that if you do not use your voice in the month of July, if you do not prepare for this legal battle, whatever this requires from you, whether it's travel, whether it's money, whether it's dealing with multiple situations at one time, you have to move forward. If you don't, there could definitely be, this could go either way. This could be unexpected income for this person, or this could be unexpected income for you. So you definitely need, and we have the chariot. I just laid the chariot down on top of this money situation where you're traveling and you have got to go quickly. The chariot talks about making a choice, throwing caution to the wind, and going after what you want. And it's saying do it very quickly. Whatever it is that you have to do, whatever mountains that you have to move in regard to this child, in regard to these legal situations, in regard to these messages of concern, in regard to loss within the family, within the home, in moving situations, you're going to be communicating and traveling all over the place this month, Scorpio. You might as well prepare now. If you're watching this in the first part of July, start packing your bag. Get your papers together. Get your thoughts together. Get your money together. And start making headway, because this person is not backing down. And this is a formidable opponent here. So, I don't know what else I can say to you, Scorpio. I wish you the best in the month of July. I know what I do want to say. I want to say that on my Facebook page, I am offering for all of summer an Astro Tarot reading for $25, and that is for 40 minutes. So this is like your own personal reading. I'm going to offer that probably through the end of August. So take advantage of that, Scorpio. Make sure you read your astrology horoscope on my website. I spend a lot of time writing those, and I try to go very in depth. And I'm just now really highlighting your spiritual and physical perspective for each month. So do check that out, and I wish you the best in the month of July, Scorpio. Take care.